Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, we're off for more of Pokemon Go. We are covering the entirety of July. Basically, from the 4th of July to the 4th of August. It's the 6th of August as I'm recording this right now. And we're starting off by getting our reward for doing all of the quests of Jumpstart Research, the research that, you know, was introduced for the summer, as well as celebrating the 3rd anniversary for people who are jumping in. Give you a lot of experience, a lot of good Pokemon, and the first reward for completing the first of 6 sets of research missions for the research questline. I call them questlines, they're the most bit story bits. We catch ourselves a Dratini, a rare Pokemon. You can tell us Dratini has potential to become a close friend of yours. Why don't you get to know each other? Please earn a candy while walking with your buddy. That can actually be anybody. Take a snapshot of the Dratini, which you don't really need to see, which will give us candy for the Dratini, by the way, and then we got to use that candy to evolve it. So that's exactly what I did. I pretty much only had to walk a little bit and keep walking my Phoebus, so that gave me that. I evolved the Dratini that we actually caught right here. This questline kind of focuses on this one Dratini. It gives you the Dratini to start off with a bunch of experience. And then you catch the Dratini, which is of very decent level, by the way. I think it's actually max CP, or just borderline right next to your maximum level of CP. And yeah, you get, like I said, you get a lot of experience for it, as well as getting a bunch of lucky eggs. Now, here's the thing: you start with 3 lucky eggs if you made your account. So save these tasks. Before you tap task completed to accept the experience, as well as claiming reward. Stock them all up to be all complete first. Don't tap them. Use a lucky egg, then tap them, and you get double experience for every single one you do. And because they give you 2 lucky eggs, it replenishes the one you use, and you gain an additional one. Don't turn it down. This is a lot of experience. It got me from level 33 to level 34 in a month. That's the quickest without playing the game religiously. Dragon is a powerful Pokemon in its own right. Let's get it ready for battle. So, yeah, like what I was saying with the Dratini, because I was going a little bit off on other things, because I'm watching the footage after editing it, so I can talk about it with you guys watching the same thing you're seeing, with the way I do these now, is that this Dratini, which becomes a Dragonite, is going to be like the focal point of this, because, I mean, it is like Generation 1 pseudo-legend, and you could even transfer it after it's a Dragonite or something. We got to power it up power up any Pokemon 10 times, battle another trainer in the Great League, which I actually experimented with a few things, as you'll see in a minute, because we also have to battle in a raid, and look at that experience! Once we do this, we're already halfway through. This is why I left this video until I actually got this done, instead of covering other updates and events that came out. But we will be covering those as we go, because they were influencing other things. You'll see why. So I'm battling the my team leader, Blanc from Team Mystic. Because, you know, even when you fight PvP with another trainer, with another person, this is pretty much the same effect. I'm speeding it up here because it's the same usual thing in the Great League. She uses the same Pokemon. Which, by the way, I completely sweep without using a single Protect. So, and we would like neutral. It doesn't work, but I did get a Sinnoh Stone, so I can't complain about that. Saving that experience tap for when I actually use Lucky Egg. Fast forwarding a couple of days, I think this was the 6th of July. We're still between the 4th and the 9th in this time span. I'm fast forwarding the last part of this raid battle because I was actually taking this thing on solo. No one else helped out, and yet I knocked out a 3-star raid by myself, and yeah, I took out a Cipher. Got a bunch of rare candies, got a bunch of gold raspberries, can't complain about that. That's a level 3 or higher raid. And I got a bunch of other things where, like, not generic daily research, which I need, because you'll see what's coming up later as well. A lot of things kind of tie into one another here. It's all intertwined, I guess is the right word. But here I'm just catching a Cipher with nothing to see here really, other than me failing to hit the guy because I don't yeet my balls hard enough. I don't have enough enthusiasm or chucking my balls at a flying giant praying mantis. So forgive me, but I caught it on the first ball that hit. So I took it out solo. Can't complain, feeling pretty smug. It's a large one. I did say it was a large praying mantis. I forgot it was that. But here, as you saw, got a bunch of daily things there. Obviously slated them up for future. That doesn't matter. We're not paying much attention to the dailies. But as you saw, I got pretty much up to 3 there. And yeah, then there were some Go Fest global events right here. As you saw for a quick minute there. That was a few days later. We're actually a bit forward into time now. Pretty much on the 9th, and as you see here, I'm just evolving 3 Pokemon in order to get one of the Go Fest globals, because, you know, Go Fest was happening elsewhere, and if you're not part of the event that's going over there with a bunch of legends and all that, then you just get a few daily missions with a few choice encounters. And while doing 3 evolutions, I mean, Bayleaf to Meganium was the last one, but I'm chucking this one in additionally because I shouldn't have evolved the Bellsprout into a Weeping Bell because I didn't have Lucky Egg going, I didn't need the experience, and I didn't actually have a Sceptile yet, so yeah. Oh, and I did participate in the Trico thing, so I was saving the evolution. So obviously that got me my daily here, so it's time for a research breakthrough! Nothing too special, so I catch it. Well, that wasn't actually the research breakthrough, that was from the Go event. So yeah, that was yet another Cipher. I don't know why, I just seem to attract bugs, even in real life. Kind of funny. But now we can go for the research breakthrough. And it's an old friend that we kept bumping into. I even recorded a battle because we never battled it. It's Groudon. We could never catch this thing. We never even had any chance of winning because every battle I had a chance against, even with Meryl, it was just us two with a couple other people. We wouldn't have enough to get it. So yeah, we got a Groudon. Can we catch this with our own Pokeballs? We didn't even need to battle it, so this is a big chance for us. So I can't really complain about this too much. Sorry, I just had to check the date. It's the 8th of July this is happening. So yeah, this is the end of the time span. Like I said, a lot of things happen at once. So I'm just trying to condense the times of the day. Of course, all the time spans for every day will be in the description, because with the way I do this now, it's just video clips of certain days, because there's not really much to show at this point. It's mostly just little moments that happen throughout, which is why I changed the format and how I do these videos and the frequency that I do them. Plus, it doesn't bog anything else down, because I'm still doing a Hat in Time sealed deal, which I recently started, if you don't want to check that, link in the card. But there we go, we got ourselves a Groudon. I don't know why I was talking about other stuff while going on. I should have edited down a little bit further. Ah well, doesn't matter. We got the Groudon, look at him, and, well, he's a small one, innit, in terms of weight. Well, I guess when I said XL, that would have been weight, not height. I always get that. I always just mistake that. But you know what? Pop the Lucky Egg. We need to do that. You know why? Because we've now pretty much reached halfway, because I have, you know, just done a research breakthrough. I wanted to get that done first before popping off the Lucky Egg to do this. Pro tip, before you do the 4th, if you haven't done the 4th already, you might want to, you know, do that before doing your research breakthrough. Catch 5 different species of Pokemon, catch a legendary Pokemon from a field research breakthrough or raid, because they're the only ways you can get legendaries, and hatch 3 eggs. Now, obviously, there's going to be a bit of a time skip here, because at the time I was playing this game, I wasn't walking around very much for multiple reasons, but afterwards, I still managed to hatch them within like a week, because I had to hatch 3 eggs. That takes a while with limited incubators. But the thing is, what did I just do in this very clip? I just caught a legendary from a research breakthrough, then I get my experience after popping a Lucky Egg, and bang! Pro tip, do not do your research breakthrough if you haven't got the 4th one going. If you're nowhere near it or you're past it, don't matter, but there we are. So that means another week on doing that as well, so that will coincide with the eggs. Now we're actually jumping to the final of that 1 week, from the 4th to the 9th of July. I mean, it's not the week specifically, but you get what I mean. It's still like in a span of like 7 days. So, because that's a bit of a time gap afterwards, I caught myself a Chimchar, as that was the reward for catching 5 species of Pokemon for, well, obviously, as I keep saying, the Jumpstart research, 4 out of 6. So now the time skip happens. We're now on July 23, and it was literally a day after this released. Pikachu dons a straw hat in Pokemon Go, a little mini event which had a small window for pretty much from the final week of July. Pikachu's now wear Yuffie's hat. Luffy, what's his name? The stretchy boy from One Piece. It's an anime I haven't really watched. But yes, we've got another straw hat wearing Pikachu, this time lacking the sunglasses, but his ears are pushed down this time, wearing Luffy's hat from One Piece. Now, like I said, I haven't watched One Piece, but I know what it's about. It's another shonen anime where it's all about pirates and whatnot. I don't know why this was a thing. I didn't see this coming, but yeah, that's a new Pikachu. There's only one caveat, though. This Pikachu can't evolve. All the others can evolve. Does that mean that we can't get a Luffy hat wearing Pichu? That means we can't get a Luffy hat wearing Raichu. So yeah, that's a big thing. Anyway, later on in the day, obviously, another research breakthrough, hoping for it to be a legendary, because, you know, we're gonna need it. And it's another Groudon! We get another chance even if we didn't catch it before. So it's like repeating the catastrophe. So it's like, oh, I just caught a Groudon. Now I need to go catch another legend. Give it a bit of time, hatch my 3 eggs, get past the, well, I'm still 1 away from actually doing the thing. I need to get research breakthrough in order to have another chance of a legend if I can't do a raid, and I catch myself another Groudon. So history repeats itself, but this time we actually have it ticked. And funnily enough, all I need to do is hatch 2 more eggs now because I had a bunch of 7s. But the reward for catching a legend is to catch a Piplup. I don't know why, it's just like, I don't know what's up with the Pokemon rewards. I mean, I guess it's giving like some choice favourites, like, you know, you can catch yourself a Dratini, because it's the first pseudo-legend, evolution, dragon type, many of those things. And then, you know, you have to go catch yourself a legend for research breakthroughs, so it gives you the incentive to do those missions in order to go catch yourself a nice blue starter from Gen 4, which is a fan favourite generation in terms of Platinum. It's a nice, well-rounded thing, and we've only got 1 more to go, which is hatching eggs, so that means obviously I'll need a couple more days in order to do that, which we do, because now it's the 25th. This is actually the final segment, the 25th to the 27th to the 27th of July. It's not the final segment, but it is the end of July. He's going on some big people with big letter R's on their shirts. These shady characters appear to have Pokemon with mysterious dark aura around them. As I investigate this with Spark, it might be best to power up some of your Pokemon. You never know what we might encounter. So he's saying that there are some Pokestops spazzing out. They're being hijacked. A troubling situation. Another research questline, even though we literally just had the Jumpstart research going on. Evolve 2 Pokemon and power up Pokemon 5 times. Apparently he wants us to prepare for some weird shindigs going on. Of course, I go do them. The first reward is obviously first reward for completing the first of the 2 starting missions of the troubling situation research quest line. We catch ourselves a Murkrow, which is not really a good thing unless you have a Sinnoh ready for Honchkrow. But for the next one, we get a Sableye, which I, you know, have a little bit of history with. It was my old 626, my Stitch from our Emerald Nuzlocke, link in the card as well. That was actually a very fun Nuzlocke and way better quality than the Fire Red one that I did, although my Fire Red one had a lot more epic moments. I don't know if that's spoilers, but, you know, I'm just mentioning more Pokemon-related content. But anyway, we don't get a lot of experience or Stardust for this, so we'll just accept it. This is the trouble situation. Now we get the proper introduction. After visiting one of the Pokestops with Spark, we were challenged by a trainer battle by someone who belongs to an organization, Team Go Rocket. Turns out that Team Go Rocket has been stealing resources from Pokestops with the help of Pokemon that are cloaked in a dark aura. They're called Shadow Pokemon. Somehow they teamed up with Cipher from the Ore region. Luckily we won the battle, and afterward Team Go Rocket carelessly abandoned their defeated Shadow Pokemon. But I don't have a purification machine. Help us protect the local Pokestops from the Go Rocket trainer. You do so, please save Shadow Pokemon as well. So that's our mission. Catch 2 Shadows and defeat Rockets. But we don't have a snag machine. I guess they just release them. Okay, fair enough. And that's when I decided to actually reveal this. Yeah, the event actually came out like on the same day as this, and this is when I revealed it. The world of Pokemon Go is in peril. An organization called Team Go Rockets invaded Pokestops and is possession of Shadow Pokemon that behave strangely and seem to be in pain. After observing and researching these events, Professor Wello and the team leaders come up with a plan to restore Pokestops and rescue Shadow Pokemon. So when you purify a Shadow Pokemon, they actually learn a special move, obviously being Return. I'll say that right now. And they get a substantial CP boost when you do it. And obviously, a day later, I actually found a spazzing out Pokestop. Is it considered stealing if the items are free anyway? I mean, obviously they're just continuously spinning it to get items, but we can't do that. We're locked out. Trainer, some shadowy figures are approaching. So we are warned by our team leader that this team is now showing up. Stealing items from Pokestops are fun. I'll flick you away effortlessly. Funny, get it? Because it's a phone game. So yeah, we gotta fight Team Rocket. Which, funnily enough, the name Team Go Rocket was actually the name of a Facebook group dedicated to Pokemon Go since its launch. So I don't know if Niantic picked that up from the community and decided to actually use that as the villain name, because most of the people on that community page actually dressed themselves up in the Rocket attire that you can use. And yeah, we got a battle, but here's the thing that you might notice. I was trying to tap to charge up my attack, but it's been completely different. Depending on the charge move you use, the way that you power up the attack is now changed according to what it is. So it's Rock Slide, so a bunch of rock icons go across the page in waves. You gotta keep swiping all the rocks to power up the move instead of rapidly tapping a button for pretty much every charge move, which seemed a bit broken because everyone can get pretty much the maximum by using 2 to 4 fingers. So that's actually a nice better change. It also makes it a little bit more interactive, kind of like, you know, the Paper Mario or Mario Luigi RPGs of the time. Yeah, all those kind of games that just have like those kind of action-orientated things during an attack. So I actually do approve of this change. It does make it a little bit better. It keeps you on your toes, so you're not just mindlessly tapping. And it's like, oh, I'll keep mashing the screen to attack, and I'll tap this button and then mash the screen some more to power up the attack. No. Now you got to pay attention. You can't just keep mashing, and you know you got 2 protection shields. In fact, the HUD's slightly different as well. If you notice, the shields are actually in the little box, and they don't have a 2 next to them. You actually have 2 icons. If you were to join Team Go Rocket, you would become a Team Go Rocket leader. Well, that's high praise coming from you, good sir, even though your CP was higher than mine, may I add. And now we're all Shadow Pokemon, by the way. The way you know is because of the aura as before, but now they have completely red eyes. Instead of white, it's red, which is a bit creepy. And we have a new achievement in order to get. We have to defeat 10 rockets in order to, you know, raise that up, and that gives you better chances for, well, Premier Balls in order to catch the Shadow. So I only have 4 chances, so I don't have a lot. Curious, upon a defeat, the opponent seems to abandon the Pokemon they battled with. Has a strange and ominous aura. Yeah, how do you know that? Do we have the scan that Michael used in XD? I think his name is Michael. Can't remember. He looks weird. I prefer Wes from Colosseum. I have a hypothesis about what kind of Pokemon it is. Could you catch us so we can study it closely? Well, that's if I can, because Golbats not only are annoying in mainline games, but they're also annoying to catch. Case in point, I missed, although I thought I had enough gusto in my throw there. So I yeet that time, but then he had to lunge to attack, which made it bounce off, and he kept doing it, so now I'm on my final ball. Am I going to catch this one? Boop! Got it. Well, I haven't got it. It hit. It could still break out and I could be screwed. We got it. So, that's our first Shadow, 1 out of 2. But, what do Shadow Pokemon do for us? You can actually keep them Shadow if you want. I just forget if you can power them up or not. But, it's always good to purify them, and the purification system is actually kind of similar to how it is with powering them up. If my analysis is correct, we can help this Pokemon through a process known as purification. This will enable it to harness its strength. Shall we give it a try? Power Up and Purify are pretty much the same. It just requires a little bit less Stardust, but a bit more candy. I don't actually know how that works, but the CP will boost up considerably. It will cost less candy and Stardust to power up, and it will have a secondary charged attack of return, because you can do that with either TMs to replace, or, you know, pay like a 50 or 100 so candy just to have another charge move. I mean, one of my Blazekins has Blast, Burn, and Blaze Kick, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we are, and you know that it's a purified Pokemon, because if it's not got red eyes and got a black aura, it will have little sparkles going around it, covered in white. Not only that, but when you defeat the Rocket Go leader, or if you didn't get there in time, the Pokestop returns to normal. Obviously, if the Go Rocket Grunt obviously leaves, that's for everybody, but if you beat them, they're gone. I like how it's kind of treated like a different version of a raid, because it gives you balls to do it, because that would make more sense, at least, for how you can catch them. But yeah, a purified Pokemon, as you saw there, has a little white star next to them. And yeah, there was a bunch of rocket-based Pokemon like Coughing and Ekans around the place as well, because, you know, it's a troubling situation. They're everywhere. This was the rocket invasion after the summers begins. We are under attack, people. Armored Mewtwo is here from the remade Mewtwo Strikes Back movie, which is a thing, because no matter how many times I bumped into it, God knows how many times, I couldn't fight it, therefore I couldn't catch it. It's now gone. It's gone to the wind for me. That's why I've only got a photo. There's no battle or catching going on here. Yeah, that's a little bit saddening. I mean, I was actually with a few people in order, a couple of times in fact, to try and get one of these, but we just didn't have enough to even attempt it, so that's why I never battled it or caught it. Back to the Jumpstart research, I guess, where we have the final of the 3 mission rewards for Step 4. Turtwig, catch that. obviously, with peanut berry, because you want the candy, so you can get yourself a Torterra, or whatever it's called. I'm not exactly familiar with the Turtwig line in terms of names. That was a free wobble. Can I just mention, because I haven't really got anything to say about this, I have more luck on Pokemon Go than I do on Let's Go. For whatever reason, no matter what ball I use, no matter what berry I use, no matter if I curve it or not, get it excellent, nice, or just barely clip. I had to do this to get another one of those done, by the way, which was a daily mission, I think. Yeah, it was, and that's got another encounter on it, but I won't bother with that for now, because this is our concern. But yeah, no matter what, almost every Pokemon on Let's Go, free wobble release. It never clicks, and it's never like a single wobble. Completing the step 4 of this entire segment of the Jumpstart research, you get yourself a shiny Eevee! You're handing me a shiny! Now, I'm not entirely too sure if Pokemon from research, mission, completions, or, you know, the daily researches, Pokemon encounters can run. I don't even know if the legendaries can, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if they can run randomly or not. Since they're a reward, all you got to do is make sure you have the balls, otherwise you got to, like, turn it away. Because once you start the encounter, then it will be lost if you run away. But I don't know if the Pokemon itself can run away, which I still don't know, and I panicked. I should look this up, to be perfectly fair. But who knows? But people probably just yeet an Ultra Ball with a Golden Raz and be fine, because every top tier player does everything. Amazing, you found some rare Pokemon that was already first discovered in the Sinnoh region already. So he's talking about the Turtwig from earlier. And is that a shiny Pokemon? Amazing, I've never seen an Eevee like that before. Shiny Pokemon have a rare and distinct colorization that sets them apart from others of their species. So again, the Jumpstart research introduces new players to off-colored Pokemon, telling you how important they are, and it won't be that easy because this was a handout like the Red Gyarados in Gen 2. And now we got a new set of missions yet again. Now this is step 5 of this quest line, still in July. We've got take a snapshot of the Eevee, send 5 gifts to friends, and trade with 3 Pokemon. Let's take a snapshot and get that experience. And it has to be the Eevee, so of course, look at all that experience. I have gonna collect all that experience. That's like 1,200,000 experience if you do not use a lucky egg. So, but you're always given lucky eggs, so why wouldn't you do? And I did pop one, so don't worry. And for a reward on completing step 5, we get another Gen 1 Meat Boy, effectively. We have, it's a bulky thing, it's specially offensive, it's a Lapras, and I will admit I have used a Lapras every now and again in the Pokemon games. Definitely the original Gen 1. I think I had it on my original blue cartridge, I think, or was it my yellow? Can't remember, but yeah, definitely use them, because they're evil in Stadium. I will say that right now, if anyone knows how Stadium 1, Round 1 hates me. I've mentioned it many a time, but yeah, I have this on. So I did not waste that experience, just thought I would put that in there right now. So we caught a Lapras, looks like you're doing great this summer. Yeah, I know, I have a water type that can cool me off, and if that's not enough, it can just use an Ice Beam with me. Good luck, it's time to go. Please make a new friend. Thanks for ordering me. Win a level 3 or more raid once again, and evolve the Dragonair, or a Dragonair, but it would be expected to use the Dragonair you have because you may not be able to bump into them. And look at that! 100,000 experience for evolving the Dragonair, which we're doing. This is actually the best Dragonite I've got. Not gonna lie. I mean, I guess that's good because it gives low-level players a really decent mon to start, like, fighting each other with, or, you know, actually tackling some raids, being slightly under-leveled if they've obviously got the type advantage for it. And, yeah, but that's 100,000 experience if we tap that icon. And that's another 100,000 if we finish off the quest line with another 2 lucky eggs to be given, and you should have more than enough lucky eggs already. So, yeah, this was actually a very quick quest line to complete as well. It doesn't take very long, so it took me a month, but like I said, I've got other things to do. But yeah, now, look at all that! I'm not wasting that chance! Give me that double! That's 200,000 in total right there, times 2, 400,000 experience. Oh, level 34! That is good. That is literally one entire level throughout a month with just more than average play. You cannot pass that up. And look at that, he doesn't even say anything afterwards. He just does that. So that is the end of the episode right there. I would have more to talk about, but we're already 25 minutes in, and I'm actually talking after the video's ended, actually. So, but yeah, that is ridiculous, an amount of experience. That is so much to cover in one time. I meant to cover them a few things earlier, but I wanted to get that at least done. We've still got some rocket grunts to do, so next video that we do, we will be finishing off that quest line, hopefully, unless other things come up. We will see. But other than that, guys, see you guys in the next episode because this was an eventful month of Pokemon Go.